So I picked up a Kenwood DDX6903S and actually picked this up on Craigslist. I got it in the box, but it is not new. It has been mounted, and it looks like what? Looks like a Ford mount. I got a good deal on it. And it was missing the mic, so I picked up a mic on Amazon. Also, I had to get me an antenna adapter for the Suburban, so I was just going to throw this stuff in the box. There's the USB plug for it. Pull it out. Got all the manuals, all that stuff for it. Yeah, instruction manuals. There's the mess of a, well, it's not a mess of a harness, but we're going to have to wire that into our harness. But it's got this an adapter on it, and I looked up this number on it. It's DDXR-5315819. Yeah, 5819. And I looked that up, and it's for like a F-150, I think, or something like that. So, and I think this is a Ford antenna adapter on it. But we're going to get this ready for the Suburban. And to get it ready for the Suburban, we're going to have to put a new mount on it, because this mount will not fit it. So I picked up one of these. It's a Scotch GMT2049A. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off of here, and then I'll mount up this, and we'll mount up this one. Alright, so what we've got here, here's the install procedures for 2003 Suburban. So we're going to break off this part, this part, this part, this part, which will leave just this one here. This right here, which is a spacer, will slip over here. On this piece, we will break off, let's see, this one, this one, this one, and that one. So that leaves just this one here. It will also take a spacer, so this spacer here just slips over it. So let me go ahead and break those off. Alright, so I used some cutters and cut those pieces off. So we're left with those with the spacer on them. Of course, that one with the spacer on them. Now we have to clean up the trim ring piece. And pretty much everything on here gets cut off. Honestly, don't see what it would hurt to leave these on. I probably will, unless they get in the way. They show cutting them off. So, but I'll probably just leave them for right now. And if they're in the way, I'll cut them off. These are in the way. So I'll go ahead and get rid of those. Yeah, I might leave those and see if they're in the way. These definitely are in the way. So let me at least cut these off, and then when we install it, we'll see if we need to trim the rest of those off. Alright, so I'm just connecting this piece, and it just snaps in. supposed to snap in. Or something's in the way. Let's see. Make sure. Yep, it should go right in. So yeah, this just goes into these holes here like that. And this bottom one, I'm going to have to use some pliers here. Trying to see what would keep it from popping in. I'll try putting that side in first. Just a tight fit. So let me work on that a little bit. Maybe we'll try this side. I can show you how popping that one in. Same kind of deal. The one side pops in, but the other side's stubborn. Let's see. I can use this as a spacer. Well, let me work on it a little bit. It's a tight fit. Alright, so what I ended up doing was I put it where I could put like this corner, just like that on the corner of the table, and then use the end of my pliers to just tap it, and it went in. So that's all done. Now we just need to install it in here, so we'll get it to where it's lined up where it's flush, and trying to decide. I guess I'll go ahead and trim all these others off. I don't need them, so like I said, I'll probably I'm gonna go ahead and trim them off. So there it is, all trimmed out. So that's every piece trimmed off that they said to trim off. So, and I think just to make sure, I mean, this isn't going anywhere. It is a tight fit. I think I'll drop just a little drop of super glue, kind of where in between these two pieces, just to make sure that that doesn't rattle, or I don't think it ever would, because it is tight, and this itself holds the radio. This, where it snaps together, its only purpose is to hold this trim ring on, so it's not like the radio is getting supported by this, you know, this snap-in joint here. That's just the faceplate. So it feels decent quality. I've used this brand before in other kits. Never had an issue. And I was reading some of the reviews on a few other brands on Amazon, and there were some negative reviews talking about how it was cheap plastic. This actually seems decent. So these are not easy to break off. They take a little bit of force. They're fairly thick. So let's I guess I could compare it to the quality of the Metra kit that's on here, but not having the Metra kit for the Suburban, you don't really know, but they look similar quality. So let me get this one unbolted so that we can mount this one on. Alright, so like I said, I'd put a few drops of super glue. I don't know if you can see it down in there, but it's got super glue down and inside. Just a few drops on each side. You can see it glistening a little bit there. So we'll give that a minute to dry. Out of the old adapter, took out these 4 screws. Just had 2 in each side. And I may need to get a few more of those because the kit came with coarse thread, and these would be actually if the radio itself didn't really have threads, these kind of just screw into metal. So that's what I'm sure they're giving you to install the radio. But mine is threaded, so I'll install, probably catty corner them, but I may pick up a few of these. Or more of them. Or I'll just leave it because this one had only 2 in it. We'll see. So let's let that dry for a minute. I guess we could go ahead and install our antenna adapter. Well, need 2 hands to get that one out. But we're going to slip this on, make sure you get it right side up. The writing should be up. Of course, it also says left and right. And we'll slip it on. Alright, so here we go. 2 screws in it. Only that one may look like it lines up, but it actually doesn't. That one would line up, so I could get a 3rd right there if I wanted to. I think it's okay without it. Like I said, I've only got 4 screws, so I'm sure the radio itself probably came with those screws. And I might look through and see if I can find one in all my screws. And then there's one right there. I wonder, yeah, it's got that hole there. I wonder if one of the coarse thread screws would go through there. I don't know if that's what that's made for. I might see. Let's see. Could be what it's made for. I think it is. Yep. So that's what we'll do. Perfect. I'm good with that. There it is, ready to go.